Okay, I'm live. Check check the mic. Test. Testing 1 2. That's the mic that I use for the radio show that I'm gonna be just prepping for in just a little bit, trying to get the music lined up and get everything squared up. Hopefully, everybody has had a good day today. Today's the first full day of sort of a shutdown of everything in North Carolina. So I hope we can weather through that. Hey, Greg, how are you? Hope everything sounds okay and looks okay. This is the microphone that I use for my radio show. I'm getting ready to do that, getting ready to put on the old radio voice and line up all the music, trying to get everything squared up. You tested positive for the corona today? Am I reading that right, Greg? I mean, is that, I hope not. Wow. Do you feel real bad? I didn't know that you were even feeling sick or whatever. Now, where are you located, Greg? You're going to have to refresh my memory where you're located. Oh, wow. I tell you what, that's tough. You're the second person that I've known on the chat and everything. Everyday Fleet Tech had it and got over it. You're in North Alabama. Okay. Yeah, I didn't know there's that many cases in Alabama. But I guess, they're getting all over. Well, you definitely take care. Hey, Ag Tech. Yeah. Yeah, I hate to hear that you've got that, Greg. Let me put Ag Tech. I'm going to make you a moderator too here. I hadn't. All right, now I got Ag Tech with the blue tool too. I like to put all the blue tools up there for the regulars that jump in and out, and that way I can look at it real quick as opposed to seeing newbies. We get a lot of newbies sometimes. You have to watch them, but I like seeing the regulars over here. Greg, what are you doing with yourself? How bad of a case do you have? I hope it's not real bad. Are they giving you any of that experimental drugs that they're talking about? Hey, Philip. Yeah, we're just talking about Greg. If you'll look back on the text there, Greg tested positive for the corona today. Yeah. How bad is your temperature? I know Everyday Fleet Tech said his temperature got up to about 104 and everything. Yeah, be sure and take care of yourself. Yeah, that is tough. We had a driver that we thought may have it, but she didn't have it. She just had the regular flu. Of course, she's sort of quarantined anyway with the regular flu, but she didn't have it. So we came out all right with that. 99.5. Well, that's not too bad. That's not too bad. Try to keep that fever down. Maybe you can get a hold of some of that medicine that they're talking about with the Tamiflu and the that malaria medicine. I forgot what it was called. They were saying that's been working wonders on people. Have they prescribed you anything? Headache and diarrhea. Well, that's terrible. Now, Greg, how old are you? It's hard for me to remember. I tried to put a picture in my mind what everybody would look like and their ages and everything like that. It's kind of tough to figure. Now, you're fairly young, aren't you? Yeah, shortness of breath. Yeah, get you one of those. I guess those asthma type things. Will they let you use that? You're 57. Okay. Well, take care, because you heard what happened to Joe Diffie. I know most people, I'm actually using that as part of my show this week. Joe Diffie, the country music star, he caught it, or he announced that he had it last Friday, and he died Sunday. And he was 61. Yeah. You haven't been a smoker, have you, Greg? They were saying smokers, it's a little bit rougher on smokers. Yeah, well, I hope so. Have you been a smoker in your lifetime? Because that has a tendency to, anything that would weaken your immune system and your lung capacity. Stopped years ago. Well, that's good. That's good. Yeah, they say that, from what I've read, I mean, I'm just, a lot of different situations. Hey there, if it's not broke. Yeah, we were just discussing Greg actually has the coronavirus. Hey, Mark, how are you, Mr. Dallas? Mark lives just a few miles from me down the road. One of my customers up here at my Napa store. Yeah, I've got this microphone. People may be wondering what I've got. This is the microphone that I use for the radio show. Let me set it down over here. I'm actually preparing for my radio show. I'm not going to be on here real long. I've got to get it going here in the next little bit, but I thought I would jump on and chat with some people and see how things are going. Yeah, it's getting tougher every day. I tell you what I'll do. Let me get some song suggestions from everybody. I do a oldies show from tomorrow. It'll be on the air tomorrow from 10 until 12. And I'd actually do it on Monday nights here at my, I got a little studio here at the place, and I've got all my computers and everything set up, and I record it on a thumb drive, and then take it to the radio station, and then I'm good to go. So if anybody, yeah, I'm gonna play. That's some of the things I was gonna do is play some Joe Diffie songs and some Kenny Rogers, because I didn't get any Kenny Rogers on last week, and he passed away that Saturday before. So I'm probably going to do some Kenny Rogers and Joe Diffie. Of course, now the guy that actually wrote "I Love Rock and Roll," the Joan Jett song, I'm gonna play that one too, because he passed away with the coronavirus over the weekend. So the guy that wrote "I Love Rock and Roll," he succumbed to it also. Joe Diffie was a country music singer. Basically, he came out about the same time Garth Brooks did back in the early 90s. He's got some good music. I like Joe Diffie's music. And you probably, even one of his songs made it into a TV show. There used to be a TV show called Third Rock from the Sun. And he had a song about third rock from the sun. And, and that's basically the earth, we're the third planet from the sun. And that's what that's talking about. And then he's got a couple others. John Deere Green, that's one of his big hits. And then he also had one, which is sort of ironic. He's got one that was called "Prop Me Up Against the Jukebox When I Die." And of course, he's passed away now. So that's sort of tough there. Hey, Tim. The channel is, hold on, let me type it in here. You can actually get it on air on the internet, and it is KTC Broadcasting. Oops, let me spell it right. .com. And that you can tune into that, and you'll be able to hear me. And it's called Cruising in the, or as I'll do my DJ voice, I got to get something clear my voice here out. But I do it. Cruising in the Carolinas with Mike. That's what it's called. Cruising in the Carolinas with Mike. And then I play oldies from the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s, rock and roll hits primarily. And I throw in a few country too, because there's a lot of country crossover back then. So I played country crossover and the rock and roll and everything else like that. So, you can, hey, Chris. Okay, hook me up with a mannequin. Just remember, I like blonde. Now, wait a minute. Is that a song, Greg? I mean, Chris. Hey, yeah. Yeah, the KTCbroadcasting.com. Now, what you'll have to tune in, I better also put in there, it's got WLON and WOHS. That's the two stations. Either one of those at 10 o'clock, and you'll be able to get my show. I'm on two different stations, AM and can't talk, AM and FM. Lay Down Sally. Okay, I'll try to remember that. I'll do that for you, Greg. Just tune in tomorrow. I'll try to see if I can't get on Lay Down Sally. I like that song too. Affiliates. You're talking about the radio station? Now, like I said, it's just KTCbroadcasting.com. You can, if you go on that, you can see WCSL, WOHS, and WLON. But I'm on the WLON and WOHS tomorrow. Yeah. Copperhead Road. And is that a song in the 80s? I do 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s. Now, if it gets on up past the 90s, I'm a little bit out of it. It's actually, the station is in Cherryville. It's actually across the road from me. It's right across the road from my Napa store. But it's on AM and FM. It's WOHS and WLON, AM and FM. That's WLON is in Lincolnton and WOHS is in Shelby. And the radio station physically is right across the road from me in Cherryville here. But I'm actually not on the Cherryville station, even though I'm doing all that. But it broadcasts into both Lincolnton and Cherryville. It's a Southern rock. Okay. I have to look that up. Copperhead Road, 1988. Okay. By Steve Earle. Okay. I'll check that one out. Because I like a variety of songs. It starts at 10 o'clock Eastern time. For everybody that's, west of me, it'd be whatever. Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad somebody got that, knocked that off. You get those sometimes. Yeah, I'd like to keep a clean channel, guys. Yeah. Appreciate that, Greg. Guys can say what they want to say, but I just like to keep a clean channel. My grandson gets on the channel some, and I have other people that get on it. But I don't want to, and it's not worth my time to have a bunch of vulgarity on it. I don't try to do that in everyday life. So I definitely don't want to do that online either. So that's just my, I'll let one slip every once in a while, but it's nothing I do on purpose, and that's kind of the way I look at it. The bigger the channel gets, the more crap you get sometimes. That's I've heard JC and some of the others talk about that, and that happens. My channel's growing, and in the process, I get you don't know who you're getting, and you'll get some that will jump in and then just say anything, and I guess a troll or whatever. And I've had a hacker on it. Or I had a hacker that kind of screwed around with it a couple of weeks ago too. Ran me up, ran me down on numbers. I don't know what they were doing, but it happens. But we try to keep a clean channel and try to keep it good with people, and hopefully everything will work out just fine. You got your corn and beans. Well, I was out doing yard work now. I was putting out, I got a plugger and was plugging mine. Hey, Everyday Fleet Tech. Billy Joel, New York State of Mind. Okay. Yeah, Everyday Fleet Tech. Talk to Greg there. Tell him about your effects. Greg has just tested for the coronavirus. You can tell him about what your effects were. That's amazing that I've got two on the channel right now, that one that's gotten over the corona and the other one that has it right now. So it's tough. Yeah, Greg, not running a large temperature like you were yet. He's having breathing problems, I think. And Greg's a little bit older too. Greg's in his mid to late 50s. So it affects everybody differently. And that, like I said, the things that I've read, and it's people that have immune systems affected, and also they say that it's tougher on smugglers. And here comes dispatching work. Hey, Landon.
Hey, Mike.
I'm doing the radio show.
Oh, are you?
Yeah. I can probably get you one day. All right. Well, all right. See ya. Bye. Yeah. All of us guys, let's group together and pray for Greg. I mean, everybody has a different level of religion and a few things like that. But I think there's a lot to be said with the power of prayer, and so give him the best positive thinking that he can have too. So we definitely want to do that. Yeah, I want you to pull through with this, Greg. You keep us up to date too. I'll probably get on here more because of the WOHS 1390. That's right. That's the. You found it then, did you, Philip? Yeah. You found the website. Yeah, the WOHS is called the WOHS because it's Beach Oldies and Sports Station. That's why it's called the WOHS. But yeah, that the WOHS 1390 AM, and then FM is 101.5, I believe. Yeah, I've heard of some people having both. Of course, he tested positive, so it's tough. No sports at this time. That's for sure. That's the situation. I mean, there are no sports of any description. And that call I just got was from a friend that's on a NASCAR team, and they originally had canceled theirs all the way till May. I don't know what they're going to do now, since they're looking. It could be June before they get back for some of this sports stuff, because they don't want crowds. Yeah, it's tough. Greg, why don't you and Everyday Fleet Tech exchange emails or something? Maybe y'all can keep up with each other. Or have some sort of go through this channel here and exchange your information, and maybe Everyday can help you a little bit. Yeah, y'all. That's what I would do. I just both of y'all kind of get together, and yeah, there you go, Greg. Right. Yeah. Do that. Get your information between each other, and because I feel sure that's Yeah. I feel sure that definitely will be something that you can help each other. I know it'd be good to communicate. I know if I had it, I would like to communicate with somebody that also had it maybe. And since Everyday Fleet Tech's gotten over it, he's a survival of it. He's sort of he can maybe tell you some things. So that's definitely a plus. And hopefully the channel here will help each other out. That makes me feel good thinking about that because it's a tough row to hoe out there, very tough row to hoe, and it bothers me when I hear about people, especially since we know so little about this virus, and I think that's what's overwhelming to a lot of people. We know so little about it. We've got a lot of things. It's hurting the entire country financially and physically, and hopefully we'll be able to. They're working hard at getting some things done. Uh, it shows you real quick how vulnerable we were by letting our country get so dependent on China and other countries. We definitely do not want to have that. That's uh, I heard the president talking about when he one of the generals had told him when he took over. He says, uh, "We don't have enough ammunition." If he said if a war broke out, we don't have enough ammunition. And the president said, "I'm getting right on that." And he got on that immediately. And complacency in anything in life can get you in trouble. And I think that's what we've had. We've had some complacency in past administrations. And I think it goes back several administrations. I'm not trying to berate one administration. I think it goes back to several. And, it goes back 20 or 30 years. And when you get so complacent, you let your businesses get too far out of kilter and overseas and everything else. And you depend on these things and you think that the workflow is always going to be there, you can really get caught with your pants down. And I think that's what's happened. And we have gotten caught with our pants down in so many avenues, not just this. This is a rude awakening to the United States to say we don't need to be dependent on any other country. We can't be dependent on our just everyday resources. I mean, I think, I don't know if y'all are like me, but it aggravated me to hear the fact that we were that far dependent on other countries, especially some that have been our enemies. That's bizarre to me, and it's really, really bizarre. So I hope we have a learning period on this, and we get back and say, "Hey guys, let's do this and do it right. Let's let's get the country fixed." And it just, however, and I'm not doing this because of political means. I'm doing it because I'm an American. I mean, I don't care if you're Democrat, Republican, Independent, whatever. You need to look at the American way of doing business. And the way we need to do business is to keep a lot of it at home. And we can see that there's people that need jobs here in America doing these kind of manufacturing jobs. And we have let the manufacturing get too far away from us. We can't wait for a boat from China to bring us needed supplies and everything. So yeah, we need it, and we do need to do community type uh, uh, gathering and everything. I mean, I'm in a small town. We have a lot of that, thank goodness. My small town has been very forthcoming on helping everybody, and we on the people on Facebook and different community outreaches have spoken. Please order your food from these restaurants so these restaurant workers so we don't lose a restaurant in our hometown, and a lot of different things like that. And but there's right now all the barbers are out of business, hairdressers, people that run a regular retail store like a clothing store. or anything like that. They're out of business right now. Yeah. Well, I'm not worried about, it's not a thing about racism. It's a thing of survival. I mean, we got plenty of Chinese people here. We have plenty of Japanese. We have plenty of, all different races in the United States. We're a melting pot of different, societies and heritages and everything. So, we, you know, most of us have. I mean, here in North Carolina, that we got a hodgepodge of a lot of German, Irish, English, Indian, as in Cherokee type Indian. I've got some of that blood myself. I mean, I've got some Cherokee blood in me. I've got some English in me. I got some Scott Irish. A lot of different things that are in my background. I haven't actually been tested for all that stuff, but that's that as I know it. That's what I've got. But we all need to think of these things and all kind of stuff. Well, guys, I'm gonna have to cut it short because I actually have to get on the air and get this job done. I took a couple of song dedications here. I'll try to work it in. So, if anybody wants to tune in tomorrow at 10 o'clock on KTC Broadcasting, the Boss Network, or whatever you want to call it there, you'll hear Cruising in the Carolinas with Mike, and that's me. So I'm going to get off the air. Enjoyed jumping in here. Sorry to hear about your situation, Greg. Glad to hear you're getting better every day, Fleet Tech. And I will be praying for you, Greg. I will. And I hope everybody else will too. So everybody, give a big thumbs up to Greg. He's been a great guy on the channel here. And I hope that he'll pull through this real good. So you take care, Greg, and I'll talk to you later.